Emerging market equity technicals. So something interesting is going on in emerging market equities. After peaking in early 2021, the MSCI Emerging Markets Index fell 35% from top to bottom in local currency terms, or about 42% in US dollar terms. But in recent weeks, emerging market equities have seen a higher low in their 200 DMA or 200-day moving average country breadth indicator, so the red line in that chart, and a strong push higher in that indicator from previous oversold levels. It also comes as the index itself turns up from close proximity to its longer-term uptrend line. I highlighted this chart a few months ago, noting at the time that the chart suggested patience and caution, but now things are starting to look quite different, perhaps even promising. At that time, I noted I would be looking for improved technicals, which at the time was not yet, and more compelling valuations, at the time it wasn't either, and a more fulsome washout in sentiment, and not quite at that stage either, and a shift in the macro currents. Also wasn't the case back then. And just to pause for a second, that's kind of like the overall framework by which I like to look at the world. That's what I do at top-down charts. Basically spend my time trying to build out the puzzle picture with those kind of puzzle pieces. So fast forwarding to where we are now, we have the improved technicals, which I just showed you there on the chart, but I've also noticed that valuations for emerging markets have improved quite a lot, basically at fairly cheap levels at this point. And also investor sentiment for emerging markets is looking definitely a lot more washed out than when we was talking about this chart back around the middle of the year. And so, there's quite a few boxes ticked there, and that definitely means that we're getting close to a point where you would call emerging markets a buy. But as for the macro, the initial weakening of the US dollar is positive, and it, from my read, it looks like the US dollar has peaked there. But it's fair to say that there's still kind of choppy waters on the macro front, so emerging market central banks are still in tightening mode. I think they probably do turn the corner at some point. They'll probably turn the corner before developed markets. But the other issue is that we've still got this the spectre of recession on the horizon. So definitely getting close to a point here. So an interesting development in the context of all that's going on, and we could call this a solitary snippet of cause for cautious optimism, and one to keep an eye on as things unfold and opportunities emerge, if you noticed the pun there. So if you like this chart actually came from the weekly S&P 500 chart storm. It was in the bonus chart section here, so be sure to go and subscribe to the chart storm, chartstorm.substack.com.